Hello, everyone. You're watching Over Under here on KTV2. I'm your host, Hussein Jawahri, joined by my other buddy, my other friend.
What a downgrade. What a downgrade.
Because I was just like clicking really well.
It was like my best friend, my bestie, and then you realized who your true best friend is, and then you kicked me to the side.
No, you're still like one. You're still like my BFF. One of my BFFs.
Okay, I'll take that, I guess.
AJ is here.
Yeah, I'm here, guys. I'm here.
Doing another episode of Over Under where we talk about movies, TV shows, and video games. And
Animes this season.
And animes, and we decide if they are overrated
or
underrated using these two amazing buzzers.
We're doing another Does It Hold Up? Right? This movie is from 1994.
Ooh.
28 to 29 years ago.
Oosh.
Right? So does it still hold up?
Oh,
We're going to talk about The Mask.
This is the story of Stanley Ipkiss.
Stanley, you are the nicest guy. Really, you are.
His job is at the bank.
You're 40 minutes late. Now, that's the same as stealing.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dickey. It'll never happen again.
He loves his dog.
Come on, Ron. Give him to me. Drop it.
He's polite to his landlord.
Ipkiss, do you have any idea what time it is?
You know, Mrs. Pinkman?
What?
Nothing.
And the most exciting thing in his life are his pajamas. But now,
Hey, you! What are you doing down there? I'm just looking for my mask!
all that is about to change. Because Stanley Ipkiss is not the man he used to be.
Smoking!
The Mask.
So yeah, this was the trailer for the Mask, a movie that was released, you said, what,
28 years ago.
28 years ago.
Yeah, or more.
Starring the...
Jim Carrey. Once again, we did The Truman Show. We're going back and looking at The Mask. The Truman Show did hold up. Now let's have a look at The Mask.
Yes, let's do the rating, please.
And with the buzzers, you know the drill.
Yeah,
Right, guys? So, it is rated 80%. Do you agree or disagree in 3, 2, 1?
We're going up.
All righty.
We're going up.
We're going up.
We're going
We're
up
going
for
up.
sure.
It's The
We're
Mask,
going
bro.
up.
It's
It's-
not Son of the Mask. It's The
Yes.
Mask.
I would push it up to 95, maybe even 98, because this is like Jim's best work.
Yeah. And it's like a once-in-a-lifetime movie for me.
That's true.
They did animation. They tried the Son of the Mask. I don't know if they tried anything else aside from those two. But I think he did the animation himself, or the animation was based on Jim Carrey, basically.
Yes,
I
yeah.
don't know if he did the voiceover or not. I'm slipping on that one. But focusing on the movie, wow.
The Mask is one of these movies that you cannot compare it to another movie.
Yeah.
Like you would have these movies sometimes you would watch and would like, oh yeah, similar to that movie, or kind of they did it in the same way that movie did it. Nothing comes close to the Mask, the story of the Mask, the craziness of the Mask.
Visuals they managed to
visuals.
pull off in 1993, 94.
That is a big
like,
plus.
That is a big plus.
Absolutely, the whole cartoonish thing, which we've seen before in what's the who killed Roger Rabbit? I think that's like an old movie where they did the whole realistic live action with cartoons, but not to the Mask level.
I wouldn't know because you're my senior, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, there are these. Some movie called Weird World, something like this, where they did the whole cartoon and live action at the same time. But this, it wasn't. I know it was cartoonish, but it wasn't like you're watching a cartoon. There's like it integrated really well with what they were trying to do with the CGI, and I believe the people who did the CGI and the crazy stuff that they were doing, they had such an easy job because it was Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Because
Jim Carrey was born for this role.
like whenever the crazy stuff that were happening in the movie, whatever he was like, however he was acting, it was so easy, I believe, for the department to create that
Yeah.
that word, that CGI, because he was all over the place and just being crazy Jim, that we love,
It's just being himself, basically.
Yes.
To an extent.
Yeah.
To an extent. Not
Yeah.
to take away from his acting abilities.
No, of course,
He's
but-
no Dwayne The Rock Johnson playing himself. Okay? Not trying to make that comparison.
yeah. But he's just on another level on that movie. He, of course, when it comes to comedy, he's
Comedy king.
he's a comedy
And
king.
it was this. It was Ace Ventura.
Yes.
It was Truman Show. I wouldn't put in this one.
Yeah.
He had a lot of comedies in that 90s era.
Yeah.
Where he became a 90s comedy superstar.
Yeah.
There weren't that many, I would say.
And this is how talented I believe Jim Carrey is, because when you see Ace Ventura and you see The Mask, they're
Colorful differences. You know, he's
so
such
different.
A difference.
like a whole nother different of crazy comedy character
Yeah.
that he pulls off. Like you wouldn't say, oh, he's trying
Dumb
to
and
take the-
Dumber.
Oh yes. See,
Yeah.
all these characters. Like I think. Okay, here's a statement that I'm gonna do. He's the Johnny Depp of comedy, right?
I don't like Johnny Depp, so yeah. No Pirates of the Caribbean for me. No, what else did he do? You guys want to fight? Everyone
Alice-
wants to fight.
This
Everyone wants to fight.
no.
Everyone
no,
wants
but-
to fight behind the scenes.
but
Okay.
you're talking about a guy who can pull off any character so differently, in so many movies. You think he's overrated? Wow,
Johnny
really?
Depp, not overrated or underrated. I feel like in a different universe, we had a fight.
Okay.
We don't get along, I feel.
Okay, so like Jim, when it comes to comedy, even the remember the Cable Guy?
Yes, the
So-
Cable Guy.
so
How could I forget the
he-
Cable Guy?
he-
These are all movies we should do.
Yes.
Producer, Dumb and Dumber, the Cable Guy.
Yes.
And what's the third one?
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
So
there you go.
None of them are repetitive.
Nope.
None of them
They are
when it comes to
not.
the characters. So he's just amazing. And going back to The Mask, I mean to like what was I just imagine what was the pitch that they did to Jim? It's like the story is you're gonna
First
put
of
on
all,
this mask, and
was this a comic book in the first place?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I think it was based on something.
They're
wasn't it?
researching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get an update in a sec.
I hope it's just a completely like an original story, like they just come up with original screenplay.
I feel like it wasn't.
But you imagine they go in like the gyms, like you wear the mask,
Yeah,
and then you do
turn
whatever
to
you
this
like.
green character
And just do whatever
and
you
do
like.
whatever you want. All these weapons he can pull out like a magician.
Oh.
When the dog puts on the mask, when the villain puts on the mask,
It's a completely different.
it presents a different mantle, as like something in your psyche changes. Even for the dog, even for the villain, nothing is similar to Jim's alternate
Yeah.
state of mind
Yeah.
whenever he wears the mask. And don't forget, Cameron Diaz is in this.
Yes.
It's written by Michael Fallon.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's a relation to Jimmy Fallon.
I think so.
Mark, there's 3 writers, which is interesting for
Wow.
one movie. Cameron Diaz, Peter, I guess, is the villain. Peter Regrets.
Yeah, but
Peter Regrets is how I'm gonna pronounce his last name.
But even though with 3 writers, I feel like
Yeah.
they gave a lot of room to Jim to just improvise and do his thing in the movie
And
because
he probably had some notes, and just like the Truman Show.
yeah. I believe so too because that was all Jim. Like I just like how would you come up with these ideas unless they're of course like they're huge fans of Jim Carrey and they would see though that type of comedy would fit him and it worked really well.
Right.
Because it seems like it was just him doing his thing in the
Yeah.
entire movie.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I loved is like the whole different costumes that he puts on in the movie. There's when he goes like he does the game show scene in the alley when he
Right.
did that. The magician.
Yeah.
He's just
So many great scenes in this movie.
yeah. And to my surprise, I don't watch musicals at all. And they had like I think 2 or 3 songs in the movie.
I wouldn't consider it like
It's not a
musical-esque,
musical,
but
yeah, but-
performance-wise, yeah.
When you put in like songs in
Yeah,
the movie
yeah,
and they
yeah.
worked really well.
I love when he does the thing with the bombs. He can swallow them and it explodes on the inside.
Yes.
And nothing happens.
Yeah. It was so.
He's
cartoon-
basically invincible.
Yes.
This mask. I want an origin story now.
Wow.
Like,
Imagine
forget Son of the Mask. You guys ruined it.
Yeah.
But could we go back?
to how the mask was
Yeah.
made.
I can think that's something you should
Wow.
do after almost 30 years.
Just imagine.
Because a remake is on the way, I feel. A remake is on
Imagine
the way.
if just the Avengers had the mask, like the guy Jim Carrey with them facing Thanos. Thanos would be in trouble. Thanos would be like, I'm out of this planet.
But the thing
I'm out."
is, and the mask is gone.
No. I
right?
think with Jim, he'd be like, nope,
Nope.
I'm still here.
He's gonna phase through the double snap.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, when you mentioned the remake. I wish this is one of the movies you shouldn't do a remake. A sequel, yes, not a remake. I would take a sequel, not a
They
remake.
tried giving you a sequel in the form of a Son of the Mask.
No, just-
why did we hate Son of the Mask? Let's do a minute.
Casting was really bad. Comedy was bad. CGI was bad. Wasn't even, I think, as crisp and as cartoonish as the original Mask. Not needed. We don't need Son of the Mask. We wanted the Mask too.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Jim Carrey might have not wanted the sequel.
Probably because he like much like the Joker when they announced the sequels. Like why?
Yeah, I don't get the Joker sequel.
Right? So I think at the time when they did The Mask, it was such a classic and they knew it was like a worldwide hit. It's like, why do a sequel, something that can just remain as a hit for like 28 years later, it's still a hit, still something that I would just
Still
sit
something
down.
you can put on at any
watch.
time and enjoy fully.
Yeah,
You know, even if you remember it scene by scene.
yeah,
And whether or not it's a comic book, yes, it was indeed.
yeah.
It was made by Dark Horse Comics.
Oh, nice.
Created superhero The Mask, debuted in Dark Horse Presents number 10
Mm-hmm.
back in September of 1987.
Wow.
That's almost a decade before they made a movie.
Interesting.
Almost. So it is based on something. There is source material, which is great. You know, all the MCU movies have source material. And look at the numbers they're getting.
Yeah.
And this wasn't a low budget movie in any shape or form.
Yeah.
We're talking about almost $120 million budget.
Wow.
Yeah, I got it
Back in the day,
119.9.
that's a lot.
Back in the day.
That's a
And I get it for the visuals and to get Jim Carrey. And I don't think Jim Carrey takes more than 10, 20 million for that movie.
Maybe more,
know,
back
maybe
because
more,
I
I
think
don't
that
know.
he did this after Ace Ventura, right? Or before?
Somewhere around that. It's,
Yeah.
That's the era of Jim Carrey, the
Yeah,
90s. you know?
yes, exactly. The
It
era
was-
of Jim
it
Carrey.
it was just amazing.
Exactly. And the magnificent thing about Jim Carrey and his comedy, it's not made for a specific time or a specific era.
No.
You would go back sometimes and watch comedy movies, whether it's back in the day or later on. Like a lot of people sometimes they don't get the jokes because it was referenced
Right.
based on something
Right.
that happened during that time.
It's situational comedy, and it wasn't situational comedy.
Exactly. Or sometimes they reference like other celebrities or public figures that we don't know and we don't get the joke, but not with Jim Carrey. He always does the type of comedy that everyone gets.
Right.
It's for everyone. It's like, the type of comedy that what's the name? Charlie Chaplin used to do, in the silent movies.
Well,
Nothing, like everyone would get it. The falling, all the the crazy things that they would do.
Everything it was just spectacular about this movie.
Yeah. And it just
know?
his facial expressions are just like on
So
another
would
level.
you want a sequel with Jim Carrey after all these years, or an origin story exploring and a prequel to The Mask?
I think right now, after seeing Jim Carrey coming back doing a few roles with Sonic and, I think I would want a sequel, to be honest. Like,
See, I don't know if we could convince Jim.
yeah, yeah. I think, because it would take a lot of convincing to be like, let's revisit all these sorts. I mean,
The setup was amazing. Basically the final shot of the movie, throwing that mask back into the ocean.
and I think the dog, someone
his
jumped
friend,
in. His friend,
his
yeah,
friend jumped.
Yeah.
But the thing is, why did he throw it away?
Yeah.
He realized he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
He can be. He's not going to be the mask without the mask.
Yeah.
But it gave him confidence towards
Yeah.
the end to be himself.
Yeah.
Because he kind of at the beginning was a troubled man in a way.
Yeah. The
And
self-confidence.
yeah, the self-confidence and
Yeah.
how he carries himself. And in the end, he tossed it away. He gave away that power.
Yeah.
So I see why a sequel didn't happen where Jim Carrey goes and tries to find the mask again just for this issue that randomly pops up in the sequel. I see why Son of the Mask happened, because that mask traveled all the way.
Yeah.
And they found it there, and then they added all these magical characters
Yeah.
that can have powers without the mask. I'm going off memory.
Okay,
from
how
Son of the
about
Mask.
a sequel but it doesn't involve Jim Carrey. Like maybe, and it's not even a remake. Like, okay, somebody else founds The Mask and it's going to be a completely different personality. Maybe go darker, go even different comedic
Yeah, I
stuff.
feel like they're scared to touch it after
Like,
Son of the Mask.
I don't know. Like,
And it was such a low budget movie.
yeah.
I don't know why they I guess the studio was trying to find some money.
Who's crazy enough right now to pull off the Mask
that's
character?
a good question.
Right? Like,
That's a good
like
question.
right now on the top of my head, if someone would wear the mask and it would be like completely, just do his own thing, Jack Black is one of them. Even though I'm not a huge Jack Black fan, but he's like on his own like level when it comes to comedy. Wait, there's what's his name?
I have someone in mind. He's not an actor.
Who?
He just acted in the next Captain America. He's your world heavyweight champion, your new world heavyweight champion, Seth Rollins.
Oh,
Since he is doing the whole Joker character, and he's never gonna do or replace Joaquin Phoenix, he could bring that craziness, that attitude to the Mask.
okay. Here's another suggestion.
You know Seth Rollins.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Seth Rollins. Yeah, can't say his middle name. So there's an actor who they were hinting that he should play the Joker,
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe. Give that guy the mask. I think
Yeah,
we could
Willem
see something,
Dafoe I could see,
right? Like that,
but my vote is for Seth
because
Rollins.
here's my idea. Like the mask went to someone who's really young, struggling with
Yeah.
with young people problems,
Right.
and like so. But when you give it to someone like at an older age, going through whatever issues that he was going through, whatever the script's going to be, I think to have the mask go to someone old and a storyline that he of course he would want different things.
What about a female character? That we didn't see. Did Cameron Diaz for a split second wear it?
No,
No.
I don't think she did.
We didn't see a female take on the Mask.
But when they do that, but as long as they don't force it,
Like the Expendables?
like the Expendables, like Ocean's.
There is a Fast and Furious all-female cast being fought out right now.
and Ghost Rider. Like my whole idea is like come up with something original if you want to do like an all-female cast or like anything like.
I'm just saying, we've never seen the Mask on a female before.
Yeah, sometimes when they say, they gave that role to like a female actor
Or a
and-
teenager.
or a teenager would work.
Teenager.
Like, do you remember Atomic Blonde?
Yes.
Charlize Theron, like
Right.
she she did that and she was amazing. It wasn't based off a
But
character.
I would get
that-
a comedian actress, though. So I don't know.
Oh. I know. I'm trying to remember her name in Ghostbusters. She's in SNL as well.
Oh, that's a lot of options now.
The cast of Ghostbusters.
Yeah, which one of them?
Leslie
Chris
something.
Hemsworth?
No. Leslie. I think Leslie Jones. Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones. Yeah, she
Man.
is SNL. You're right.
Man,
Leslie Jones.
like give it to Leslie Jones. I think she would kill it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess this is all we have to say about The Mask.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear what the people want to say after this.
And we're back talking about the movie The Mask, starring the living legend, Jim Carrey. And now we're going to do a segment called Outside Opinions, where we see what other people thought of the movie.
Yep.
I'm a little bit concerned about to see what other people's, because there are like Jim Carrey haters out there. All right, James, top critic. Not saying his last name. It's that long.
Yeah.
Okay. As a comedy, The Mask is genial, but its recycled plot is far too thin for the film to succeed as either an adventure or a spoof.
I'm sorry, is this The Mask or Son of the Mask he's talking about?
Talking about The Mask.
Recycled plot from what?
Spoof.
Was he time traveling? What is this guy doing?
I don't know.
And he wrote it like 6 years after the movie came out.
Yeah.
I mean, the internet wasn't available in in that
Probably.
capacity in '94, but still.
All right. Let's move on to another hopefully
Yeah.
positive one. Bill Clark, finally an easy name. Cartoony fun with a bombastic Jim Carrey.
Carrey.
Bombastic.
It's a bombastic performance and character.
Yeah. Wow.
So I guess we'll take that.
I love that. Okay. Janet Maslin, a top critic. It's always when it says top critic, I just like, I have a bad feeling about this. Okay. Bright-eyed, crazily intense,
Irresponsibly, I think.
irresponsibly, probably silly.
You wrote it wrong, but okay.
Mr. Carey can be funny without fireworks. He deserves material clever enough to let him do just that.
Okay. And it was irrepressibly. I don't know what that irrepressibly means, but
They always give me the tough words.
irrepressibly. I keep saying it.
Why are you doing this to me, Aziz?
We want to learn new languages here, okay?
all right. Let's take one more. Chris Hicks goes, a wacky and eye-popping, literally, combination of live-action comedy and computer animation. Thank you, Chris.
The top critics gave it 2.5 and 2 respectively, and the fans gave it closer to a 4 rating. This is on a 4. This is weird.
And at
the scale in 2000 was out of 4. In 2003 was out of 5. In 2005 it was letters. It keeps changing how they format the ratings.
And the problem is, at that time, why wouldn't you like The Mask when it dropped?
Yeah,
at that
I've
time? Like,
never
there
met
wasn't
someone that said bad things about The Mask except for these top critics that want to get famous off their, I don't know, unusual comments.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, they always have to go against the grain.
They gotta, they're trying to make a name for themselves.
But it's still a good movie.
It is a phenomenal movie.
Absolutely.
That's why we're gonna watch more of it right now.
All right.
All right, how about we learn some facts about The Mask?
Mm-hmm.
Here's our segment, What You Don't Know, right?
Yeah. I used to mess that up a lot.
Yeah.
What you don't know.
Yeah. That's why we pulled you back to
Yeah.
season 4. The banana yellow suit that Jim Carrey wears is based on a suit which his mother made for him for his first attempt at stand-up comedy. I remember this fact.
Oh, wow.
Yes. It's hilarious. Because
Yeah, he actually wore
it
something that color
for his,
for stand-
yeah, that makes sense. Moving on, Chuck Russell revealed that a lot of money was saved on special effects after Jim Carrey was cast, because he can actually animate his face.
The face, yes.
Carrey's body movements were so flexible and cartoonish, they didn't see the need to enhance him or them digitally.
See? I told you he made things easier, man.
Yeah. The oversized teeth on the Mask character were originally to be used only during silent scenes. However, Jim Carrey learned to talk with them on to make his character that much more wacky. So instead of just having them for those still shots
like,
or
I'm gonna talk.
silent scenes, he can actually talk with
Can't
them.
silence Jim Carrey.
Cannot
silence Jim Carrey.
Our next fact, the producers hated the Cuban Pete's musical number and wanted it gone. They insisted that it was too long, not funny, and dragged. But test audiences loved it so much that they kept it in.
It's the best. They call me Cuban Pete. I'm the king. Play it. No.
I mean, here it is. Wasn't that fun listening to the soundtrack and that Cuban thing?
Like I
You
said,
know,
the music
is phenomenal.
and did not make it a musical. It's just added to making the movie much more fun.
Yeah,
It's not unneeded music segments.
No,
They
no,
were
no, no, no.
absolutely needed.
it just felt right.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
The Mask, music from the New Line Cinema motion picture, was released on July 26 of 1994 on Chaos Records. I love that name. Chaos Records through Sony Music Entertainment. It features music from Escape,
Yes.
Tone,
Tony,
Vanessa Williams, Harry Connick Jr., Carey himself, and more. The songs Cuban Pete and Hey
Hey,
Pacquiao?
how you doing?
Pacho.
See, I told you
It's Hey something.
they always trick us with those names.
Were also used for the trailer of the 1997 Disney film Flubber.
Oh, for
Disney, stop stealing stuff.
from Robin Williams.
Oh,
But X Escape. This is
why do you know X Escape?
the song that they played at the end credits of The Mask.
Yeah.
After the whole like kind of theme song, there's a song called "Who's That Man" by X Escape, and it's the most played song on all of my music that I have on my phone or computer. "Who's That Man" is one of my all-time
Really?
favorite.
Wow.
songs. I love that song.
What a random fact about
Right?
Hussein we just learned.
See, play it, lad. All right. So that's what we have for the soundtrack.
That's what we have.
It's definitely when we ask this question, and I know Ahmed doesn't like this question, is would you listen to the music that they have in the movie? Like they had like 3 or 4.
I guess
songs.
you would.
Yes,
You would.
Absolutely, yes, yes.
For me, didn't go out of my way to play it necessarily in any time of my life, but I dig the music.
yeah,
I do.
I mean, you know, this is an iconic tone.
Wow.
So, The Mask is a movie that you can watch at any time during, winter, summer, just fall.
Anytime, holidays, anytime.
It's a perfect movie. It's a feel-good movie. It's a fun movie.
Absolutely
Laugh
agreed.
out loud movie. Watch it, enjoy it. Hopefully, you'll enjoy it as much as you've enjoyed today's episode. And yeah, that's about it. Anything else you want to add?
That's about it. We'll see you in the next one.
Saying Jawahi on the
And-
mic.
Yeah, AJ, I was just gonna go and do smoking.
See you next time.
See ya.